welcome back to Respect the Game podcast on our Neutral Voices. Glad to be back. How you feeling, Mike?
Man, it's been great. It's been a good week off from spring break. Just relaxing, did a little traveling. We missing our other co-host
Yeah.
Jay. I hope
Hey,
you're
Jay.
enjoying yourself. Please be careful wherever you are. Get on back here and get that spot covered up.
Got it.
Hey, we got a great conversation going on today. We have, we had the old school coming in last time we met up and said, well, we need to bring some young schools up in here.
I feel you. Represent
you know,
us out here.
Is that what it is? Okay,
Yeah, 'cause
okay.
you old school and I'm new school.
Okay. So I got a couple of invites, and one of my outstanding young men that been a part of the community doing very well. Coach E, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing well.
Coach
Thanks
E.
again for having me. I
Yes,
like
sir.
Coach E. That sounds good.
No,
Yes,
we
sir.
want to hear the formal introduction. I want your whole name. No, I'm just, I'm just messing with you, man. Glad to have you here, man. I actually seen this guy around, and to actually formally meet you, man.
Yeah.
You
Go
know.
ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about who you are.
Oh yeah. So I'm Coach E, Evan Cleveland. I've been a coach for 7 years now, on both the girls and boys side, middle school through high school. Currently, I'm a Indy Heat EYBL coach. If you don't know, it's about 40 Nike programs in the country, and I'm lucky and blessed enough to be a part of one of those. And then on the day-to-day, I'm a trainer for UTA. We have a facility in Roanoke, Indiana. Group sessions, one-on-ones, speed and agility, basketball, skills development, all those things all in one spot. So look us up. It's a great place. And again, thanks for having me.
You said UCA. What does UCA stand for?
UTA, I'm sorry, United Training Academy,
Okay.
UTA.
Nice, good. First time me hearing about that, man. That's interesting.
It's a brand new facility.
Brand new.
I know you guys been out there doing your individual workout at different places, but now you got your own. So now you guys is working out of your own
Correct.
facility.
Correct.
Yeah,
It's
that's-
nice to have a home.
It
Too.
is.
Tell me
man.
about it.
You ain't gotta,
Ask for
beg
time.
for gym time.
Yeah,
to
that
pay
time,
people
man.
$1,000.
Is
It's
it
nice to just have
$1,000?
one home we can come to, lock in.
Yeah.
So yeah, we growing.
So
Nice.
in saying that, we talked about how old school used to be out working, doing their workout outside and really not having trainers, and how new school, I think y'all strive more in doing the training inside and leaving the outside to
Who outside? I ain't seen nobody
That's my
outside.
point.
Man.
Tumbleweeds and look.
Right. So what do you think, man?
I think everything, as things change, they go to extremes and then they tend to balance out. So I think it's been an amazing thing to see players 13, 14. I'm gonna be honest, as a Division I basketball player, there's kids running around better than I was,
Yeah.
at 13, 14 because they're so skilled.
Yeah.
But a lot of what's missed now is that IQ piece that
Yeah.
you get from playing outside with the older guy that's yelling at you to cut and
Yeah,
screen
yeah,
and
yeah.
backdoor and all
Yeah,
those
yeah.
things. So I think where we're moving towards next is kind of a correction, where things balance out. Where you find the kid who does skill work 365 because there's kids that do that. And they'll start to add some of that IQ piece from playing with older guys too.
That's nice. I like how you put that history aspect into it. Like
No.
it's gonna balance out.
Yeah. That's pretty nice. So
Yeah.
the competition wise, we was talking about, like even when you was coming up, it was so competitive, and like now the competitiveness is like an individual on each team coming in. It's not no group. Like you guys used to have a group when y'all came in to the gym. We know it was going to be going on to where now it's like what we was talking about earlier is ISOing.
Right.
ISO game, crazy.
So-
So I think a lot of that is due to just the game being younger. Like if you look, even in Fort Wayne, a lot of the high schools are being led by freshmen, sophomore. That's on your varsity team. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I think a big difference when I was in school is we waited 3-4
Leaders.
years to
Y'all
get
had
our
leaders.
turn. Yeah. So we got developed, cultivated. Whereas like this kid's now 15 and he running the show. It's like, it's gonna be up and down, and the game gonna go with me because I haven't had the time and the teaching and sat behind somebody. I just got thrust into a position.
Do you think that has anything to do with like the coaching style? Like they putting them out there on the forefront, like, or do you feel like it's all player? They just coming in and they better than them because they got the skills and.
I mean, I think it has a lot to do with the skill piece.
Okay.
The kids are skilled early, so you can't help but put them in place, and turn the ball over to them. They skilled. That's tough.
Crazy. I mean, but where's the seniority, the leadership? Like I feel like that has been passed down from the coaches in the past. Is that what you were saying?
Well,
Mike?
yeah. Well, I'm just, a lot of it has been missed, that senior leadership, because like Coach saying,
they don't want to step on their toes.
Well, no, they just don't want to lead. It's just been missed for so long. I mean, it's been a period, to me, it's been a period where you really seen leadership out there from a senior. I mean.
So y'all got a young team, right? Is any seniors on your team?
Yeah, we had 2 seniors.
And were they leaders, would you say? Like, or did you feel like the younger classmen kind of
The younger group was
the more enlightened.
The vocal.
Okay.
Trying to keep everybody in position.
Okay.
Keep them upbeat. Not just over where we was. It's all across
AAU. Is it like that with AAU? Like, do you feel like the younger guys on the team are the ones uplifting the team? Like they the ones? I don't know. That's a little different from you know.
So AAU would be different because you typically would play with your age.
Yep.
But I think what's different now in high school sports is like. You lucky if you keep a kid for 4 years to get to see him his senior. Some of these seniors have been to 2-3 different schools and had to get to know 2-3 coaches, 2-3 groups of guys. So it's like, how do you be a leader to 3 different groups?
So you coached high school, right? Mm-hmm. So did that change y'all structure and how y'all recruited people? Did that change the structure?
Don't say recruit.
You can't recruit. We're not gonna say recruit.
Not recruit. But did that change the structure and how you guys coach? Like knowing that you might lose that kid to I don't want to train them up to be too good. I don't know if that was like a change. You know what I'm saying? In the atmosphere.
Yeah. I think it is. I mean, I think a coach would be crazy if they say they don't think about it. There has to have been a change because kids are different. Everybody gonna have a different word for that. Some of the old school coaches might say soft, or they might say. I like to say that the game is really relationship driven now.
Okay.
Where you can't just give a kid all the tough love, never build them up. So I think you do look for leadership qualities, and then the coaches who can kind of play in both worlds, where it's like I can give you tough love, but I understand I got to balance out and give you more love than I'm gonna give you just being on your head. Those are the guys that's special now.
Okay.
So now I'm gonna flip it on you real quick because you was also a basketball player.
Yeah.
And how do you feel towards how you guys played in high school then, and you went up to college and played as college as well. So what's the difference? Give me the difference of now to when you was playing in high school.
Man,
I gotta say what you said earlier. Like they trying to be their friends. Our coaches was it was a tremendous age gap between our coaches and us. Now I feel as though the age gap is a little shrunken. And they feel as though they can be a little more lenient. Try to buy in to them so they can buy into their plan. And it don't actually work like that. That's how I see it as far as how it's changed for the structure from me playing to now. What about you, Evan?
I would agree. And again, I think some of that is just you never know what's too much because kids have so much access. So it's you coaching a kid, but he followed the coach of the high school team you about to play on Friday, and they might message in the summertime, or, and I'm not putting that on anybody, but I'm just saying the level of access. I would have never said anything to a coach when I was playing in high school.
And why is that?
It wasn't a thing. We weren't bred like that.
Right.
And then there was no, there wasn't all the social media. AAU basketball wasn't at the level it is now. So it's just I was never in the same place as Snyder's coach to have said anything to him.
Okay.
And these
not
kids
even at the
picking
Christmas
up
tournament. Look, you ain't bump arms with one of them. Look,
if I bumped him, it was different. You about to get this L type of bump, not being chummy, but.
Okay.
It's different. The culture right now is different.
So once again, we talking about the structure. We talking about the discipline. We talking about your work ethic. How do you feel like the work ethic between now and your era? You know, the kids today. To me,
you feel like
I think they soft.
Oh, that comes from the coaching though.
Individuals sometimes too. Now,
okay.
I mean, because
you can't push them that hard, or what you mean?
Well, it's kind of hard to push them like
they gonna quit.
How we used to get pushed.
Yeah,
you can't push them like that nowadays.
Or they gonna transfer. That's it. They ain't gonna quit.
They may quit. They may transfer. They just they tell their mama. So they
and we not to get too far off into the issue, but I think the same way like coaches have gotten younger, parents have gotten younger. It's like you had that coach that really get on you, and then you go home and it's 15 years difference between you and your parent. They gonna feel differently, because they look at you in a different light than the coach that's triple your age. He just want to see you as a basketball player. Mom's is like, nah, he tripping. Let's get you out of here. Yeah. So they may not give leeway to be tough with their son or daughter the same way.
Okay. Yeah, just to let you know, we get deep into this too. So you can't be scared to voice your opinion.
Yeah.
We talked about the high school level, the college level. We was talking about how Cooper Flagg is the real deal this year. Well, I did. I
didn't even know. Deal. Yeah, you think Duke is good because of him, right?
Well, no, they got another young brother over there too. No, he does this thing as well. But Cooper Flagg is the guy that is being the highlighter, the focus point.
So you think he out of there?
And we was talking about. I was talking about he should stay the 4 years, and.
That ain't happening now these days.
Nah, you gotta go
with the NIL.
Number called, you
with
gotta
the
go. He gonna be the number one pick no matter who get it. He not gonna miss nothing.
Wow.
You gotta get out.
You
of
wouldn't
there.
leave for the number one pick? That's what you're saying?
I said I would enjoy
playing for it. Oh, you old school. That's right. We stay at the school all 4 years.
Well, that doesn't change now. Hold up.
Okay.
Hold up.
That might be the old school.
No. That doesn't change with the NIL. I'm just saying with the NIL deal that he's getting, for the 4 years, he gonna make $20,000 to $40,000. I mean, $20 to $40 million.
He may.
And gonna have a good time. And just gonna be chilling,
He can't have a good time in the NBA.
No, he can't have it. It's business.
Well, I'm going to the NBA. I'm not. I mean, and some of it is just like if I'm gonna make the same $10 million either place, I'm just gonna hoop year round. I don't want to go to class if I'm Cooper Flagg. I don't want to go to class for 4 years. I'm doing my 2 semesters. After March, we out of here. I'm with my trainer and my agent after March.
And what about if an injury or something happened? You want to already be at that level before it's something shocking or Yeah,
you got that insurance policy and everything. Yeah. You're not gonna lose out on a whole lot if you get injured. But anywho, just like Juju.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, one of the greatest players of today's women's basketball. Man. Unfortunately, she
need her recognition, man.
Oh no, she's the real deal. She's player of the year. Well deserved, and they're not talking about her. Because she is injured, but that's a whole nother story.
Was somebody else, no.
Yeah. Hey.
I ain't gonna do that.
Hey, so tell us about your training and things you do with your training.
Yeah, for sure. So kind of like I said, we headed towards a reset or, where the balance sort of shift. That's what we focus on. The 2 most important skills any coach will talk about is shooting and dribbling. We're not going to beat around the bush.
Right.
So the first things we're going to work on is shooting form and ball handling. Right. And I don't care what position you are. I think too often, because a kid big in the 5th grade, they play a center. Right. And then he already the same height as his parents. He's done. So now he's 5'11". As a junior in high school, he can't play basketball. Dang. So we treat every kid the same way initially, and then teach how to apply those skills. How to handle pressure, how to play through contact. What do you do when things aren't going well? So it's like a build up. We go from fundamental basketball, skill work. All right, now take all those skills, and it takes 75 different skills to run a simple pick and roll. And I'm really big on why. So I'm always asking kids, why are we doing this? What do you think about this? We want to get wheels turning. So
it challenged their mind, obviously.
Got to. Because otherwise you build robots.
Yeah.
You got kids that can do all these skills that they don't know why or when.
Yeah.
They ain't get nothing out of it.
They can't read the defense, all that stuff. Yeah, man, that's really important.
So do you? I know you also coach AAU as well with your group that you train, or these different
separate. So I train at UTA. That's primarily like kids in Huntington and that surrounding area, and then I coach for Indy Heat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what age group do the skills training start at?
We got 5 and 6 year olds.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Yeah. So I mean, and it's
Y'all
basic as it need to be. We working on right hand, left hand ball handling and how to shoot on a straight line.
Right.
Okay.
And if we can keep your attention for 30 minutes, we gotta win.
Okay. They do any leagues or anything like that yet, or no?
Not yet because we just started,
okay.
but that's definitely something being talked about. We just did our first camp for spring break.
Okay.
So we'll be looking to see more and more.
That's what's
stay
up.
tuned.
There you go.
Can't give it all up.
So with your basketball, with the basketball component, with your AAU, the competitiveness, we talked about the skill levels. If you got 10 guys, everybody on the same level, which that's not true, but up there playing in the YBL. EYBL. That's a huge jump.
It's unreal. It's unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, 70% of the guys in the NBA touch the EYBL.
Yeah.
And I believe this summer we'll have a site in Indianapolis. You want to go see what the future of the NBA look like? You'll be wild.
Yeah.
So again, that's why I say 14, 15-year-olds I'm looking at this like, man, I couldn't do nothing with this dude as a senior.
So
they unreal, man.
So where do your team fit in at that? Are y'all the real deal, or y'all getting there?
Yeah.
I mean, you never really know until the ball roll out. Because I mean, you get all the best kids from everywhere. We got number one player in Ohio, number one point guard in Indy. You put all the things. We could touch the whole Midwest pretty much, surrounding 5 states.
Okay.
So everybody get their best collection of guys, but you never know till you get there, man. Till somebody roll out that 7'4", 14-year-old, and you like, man.
He ain't in our class. Look.
They out there.
Yeah.
He playing up. Look. It's a whole nother ball game when it comes to that, man. That's crazy. Well, I guess my question for you is, you said you coached high school. What was the difficulty in that aspect? Like, what did you feel like you struggled with most coaching in high school, I guess? I
mean, I think every coach should say it.
As a new coach.
And Coach Mike probably agree too. Them parents. Okay. Every kid got parents. So it just, I mean, when a parent isn't on the same page, or when they aren't, because everybody has an agenda, everybody wants something from it, but just be open about it. Be realistic. And then I can be open with mine, and we can kind of find a common place. But some parents not gonna bend, and some parents not gonna be transparent.
Okay, they wasn't open with the real plan, pretty much.
Yeah, because I want to see our team win, and you want to see your kids score 40 points, so you don't care if we win or not. So it's like, how you bring that together?
Yeah.
So, do you think Fort Wayne basketball has declined because of what you're seeing out there, or is it
because the parents? No. Hey, I'm just playing, man.
Because of the work. I mean, you got to work to be great.
Yeah.
You got to work to get to that level where you got your team at now. And like you say, a lot of our kids don't want to do the work, but they want to do they want to get the benefit, reap the benefits and everything. So my question to you, you think that the basketball had declined in that area as far as being, what do you want to say, going at, working hard, doing the things they're supposed to do to be successful?
So I think like something we misinterpret is like kids do have a work ethic. It just looks different. So like, I have some kids that I train that they will be in the gym 7 days a week, whether I'm available or not. They're gonna go work on their game.
That's working hard.
And for them, that's working hard. For us, working hard is what you do once the ball go up in the air and the whistle blow. So I think that's where it kind of look different. Is like, yes, they do have a work ethic, but due to them being so talented so early, you come across some people that let you slide, and it's like if I done slid from 6th grade to being a sophomore. It's hard to hear now, going into my junior year that I don't rebound and I don't play hard and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you got to be willing to.
They didn't have to rebound before, right? I was getting
or they
everything.
was just the biggest person out there.
Right,
I ain't have to work hard.
So getting back on what you just said about they working 7 days a week, you know, and just going at it, doing everything they supposed to do to try to be successful, and it ain't working.
Yeah.
You talking about the 7 days a week?
The 7 days a week guy. So
somebody needs to step in, coach.
So I know. I'm just saying because you know, like you said, they work hard. They try to do the best they could do. It just ain't happening. But you know, and sometimes it's hard for us as coaches to be honest.
See, that's where I feel like we lacking at the guidance in that area. Because I feel like I had a few coaches in life where they didn't necessarily say or what I needed to do to be better. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I feel that, like, for you to admit as a coach to say that, I feel like we just got to be direct, you know?
It's hard being direct.
It is.
I mean, you know, that's
even if it might hurt their feelings.
It's not even about hurting people's feelings. It's more about the response that we get. They either going to shut it down or you're going to get the parents coming in, saying things to you.
Offer solutions. Do that not work? I don't know. I'm asking.
Say that again.
Offer some solutions to the problem. Like, instead of just telling them what they do wrong, like, let's try doing this.
Okay.
That's my question, I guess.
So my thing to the audience, what do you guys think about that?
That's a good question to ask the audience.
Yeah, you know, how do y'all feel about that? Do y'all feel like
as a coach,
should we give out? I know we do, but should we give out solutions and pointers and the whole 9 yards?
That's part of coaching, but yeah, I got you. But sometimes we hold back as coaches and don't give the whole 9 because we feel as though it's going to tear down the player, right? That's what you're saying?
I say yeah.
Shut down or...
What you think?
See, I never hold back. Is where I'm at now. It took a while to get there.
Okay.
And do you get the same response that he's saying from the kids? Shut down or...
I mean, so I think because I coach with my heart so much, like the kids that rock with me, they can accept it. Now you never gonna get every kid.
Right,
right.
If I got 9 out of 12, I did my job.
Right.
And I'm gonna get them the real. And I ask them, like that first day, I'm like, hey, I don't plan on lying to y'all. Everybody good with that? Tell me if you're not. Because if you are, when I start getting on your head, I want you to remember this day when you raised your hand and said it was good. But I just think you have to consistently be that way, and then. I mean, it got to be equal parts. If you're going to break kids down, you got to be the same person willing to build them up. And the kids will rock with you if you do that. If all you do is break them down, then they're going to run from you.
Correct.
I like how you said that, too, you know, as far as, like, going both ways, doing it both ways. You know, you tear them down.
Because I'm going to run you, and I'm going to tell you your left hand suck, but Saturday morning I'm coming to get you. We're going to breakfast, too, and we're going to talk about that.
Okay,
and I'm giving you solutions.
Right.
But you got to admit there's a problem to get a solution, too.
That is true. That's true. You got to admit to the problem, man.
And that's the
you
biggest
can't say I don't suck. Look.
Man.
That's the biggest problem, though. You know,
admitting.
You know, so I don't know.
You be doing it in front of their friends. That's why.
Well, you know, it's reality. Then
they embarrassed.
It is what it is, man. Because you ain't got time. You don't have
though.
time to babysit.
Yeah.
And you ain't got time to be babying your players when you're trying to get them to a level. You know, and go ahead.
I was gonna say, and it's hard too, because like some of these kids got 5,000 followers, 6,000 followers, and they all telling them like, man, you the truth, you the next. You know what I mean?
I don't need this from you.
And then Coach Mike like, man, you had 7 points on Friday. You not the next nothing.
Right.
You the next sub out the game.
Right.
But
Next up.
I would say that's a big difference now too. Is kids have so many people in their ear.
Yeah.
So that might be a part of the difference. I was able to lock in a little more because I ain't have a million people from across the world telling me I was the truth.
They also tear you down real quick too. I seen that social media turn kids to.
Well, you know, that's a big issue. You know, especially when people who don't know the game telling you the game and what you should be doing.
You should have shot it.
No, telling you to shoot it.
Yeah.
And that's not. Once again, that's not team basketball.
Right. And it's a team sport.
That's being individual.
That ain't got nothing to do with the ISO game, huh? Look.
With the high school game?
I said the ISO game.
ISO game? ISO game don't it is what it is with ISO.
Man.
I mean, you know, if you're good, you're good, and you're gonna get your plays through teamwork and everything that you need to be doing to make your team successful, because you're gonna always be successful.
I got a question for both of you. How does a player know when they got the green light?
No.
Oh, look. Not the point.
Okay, listen. I'm telling you, dude, you got the light.
Shoot it.
Why are you not shooting the basketball?
Okay.
Especially when you know you're the guy, especially when you know they are the person who, when they shoot, it's 80%, not 10%.
Okay.
Or 20%.
That 10%, you like, dude,
Man,
you're
what
not
do
the dude. You got to tell him the
do?
same thing. You're not.
It be told.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
You got to be, and that's once again, you have to be honest with your players. I always ask my players, who your scorer?
You ask the team.
As a team. Who your rebounder?
They point to the same guy?
They have to. if they're going to be realistic about it. I say, who's your dog on the team? Who's going to go get the ball?
Right.
Who's going to play defense? So I'm giving everybody the option to be something, a part of a team.
Yeah.
Just because you can't score, that don't mean you can't give me 10 rebounds.
Right. You get a steal.
Just because you can't get no rebound, that means you can't hold the best player out there. So when you start giving them,
put all your energy and effort into that,
giving them that energy, then they start working on other things to make them better as a all the way around athlete.
Yeah.
I like that.
And I would say the same. I discuss roles, just like you said.
Yeah.
I think people feel better in roles, regardless of what it is. Work, basketball, football.
Right.
It's easier to live up to expectation when you know the expectation.
And if somebody telling you what they want you to do, it's easier for you to go and do it.
Go and do it. I'm writing a recipe.
I hope the kids listening in on this one, man, because y'all could be good role players, man. Everybody ain't got to be the star.
Everybody's not going to be a star.
Or you could be
let's make that.
The star at. You could be the star at something. I like how you put that.
Yeah.
You
not
in
your role.
Yeah, that part.
In your role.
And you'll get playing time. Think about that.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing people don't understand. The ones that sitting down on the end that think they can't get in the game.
The clappers. No, I'm joking. let me stop.
That can't get in the game is the reason why you're not bringing something to the table. You know, if
maybe they feel like all the spots taken. You ever think about that?
Well, if you think like that, you just there then.
You shouldn't be on the team.
You should be trying to find a way to get on the basketball court.
Can they come to you as a coach and say, "Where do I fit in, that coach?"
That we want you to.
Okay.
We want you to come and hey, what can I do to better myself to get on the basketball court? And then when you tell them, then that means they got to go and fulfill that obligation to get there. Man, come on now.
Go get it.
What you think about that?
I think that's probably the hardest thing for kids to do right now. Partly because, again, we got young kids leading the charge in most of schools. But they have this anxiety about talking to coaches that's unreal. When I talk to players and they're like, man, I don't know, my coach just don't like me. I'm like, well, did you ask him?
Yeah.
No, I ain't asked him. Well, dude, you been at this school 3 years. When you gonna have a conversation?
Yeah.
Some of them break down when you try to have a conversation. I had a conversation with a few of my girls in the past, and they break down just trying to have that conversation about, I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, my whole thing about that is you get trained at home. So what we teach our kids at home.
Come on, hold on, don't say too much.
Hey,
now.
no, come on, no, let them get it out. Let them get it out.
Let me get it out, because if I hold it back, I might forget what I'm going to tell you. But I'm serious. You know, what you get taught at home is the confidence of who you are. You know, don't be afraid to ask. Like he said, if you don't ask, you don't get fed. You know,
closed mouths don't get fed.
There it
you
is,
said
right
it,
there.
man.
You know, so it starts at home. You know, we got to teach our kids how to speak up for themselves, like he said. Like, you there for 3 years and you still can't say nothing to your coach.
Yeah.
All he said.
That's what you call a relationship. And if you don't have relationships with any, I mean, that's
life. That's a life principle right
go.
there. I agree with you on that.
Yeah,
man.
you know, because
it got to start within, at home, like you said, and build relationships up from there, man. That's
and you can't be afraid to talk to anybody or say anything to anybody.
That's for you kids out there.
As long
man.
as you've been, let me say this now. As long as you've been respectful with how you're talking to somebody,
right?
You just can't go out there and
lashing
be
out
hardcore and I'm gonna say thuggish, but you know, you want to be respectful with what you're saying and how you act.
You are talking to an adult.
You are talking to an adult, so you know.
And players, it get easier. Just like that step back jumper got a little easier. Every conversation, it get easier. So if it is kids or players listening, have a conversation. Have it with your parents, have it with your teachers, have it with your coach. You never know what you're missing.
Yeah.
It might be an easy fix, and you done waited and missed it.
And that's the one thing I'm glad you said. You can miss out on a beautiful thing if you don't, take the opportunity to speak out and just,
Good points, man.
But you got to be honest with yourself too, man. You just can't come and have a conversation with somebody.
Hey,
you ain't doing.
I'm
just saying, but you can't come and talk if you're not doing the things you're supposed to do, though.
Time out, man, because sometimes they don't know where to start. So just if they come and just have a conversation,
just leave it like that.
Let them start there.
Okay.
They get in that confidence to come back the next time. Like I'm gonna just say, start somewhere.
Okay, I go with that.
All right, man.
I definitely go with that. So before we close out, I want to thank you once again for being there, Coach. And
yes, giving back to the community, we love that, man.
Hey,
we respect the game so heavily here, man.
The one thing I would say, he came through a program that he was very respectful at all time as a young man.
You coached this guy?
I coached him.
Yeah. Man, he the OG for real. That coached everybody, man.
I mean, like you say, when you in it for 30, 40 years, you got to come across somebody, And I just had a blessing to have coached him and to work beside him as well, and doing things in the community. And I think that's one of the things that I love about him and about our young people that's out there doing what they're doing. Is they're giving it back to the community, and they're doing it the right way. They're a shining light. It's a glow over
That got to make you proud, man. Like definitely
keep a smile on my face every time I come around.
He doing what I was doing. I love it, man.
And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to see that you did something in somebody's life that what they're doing now is the exact same thing what they received, and they're doing a marvelous job with it. And I take my hat off to all you young people out there. Please continue to do the things that you're doing in our youth life, man, because you can hear it in your voice. We could definitely hear your happiness and your glow, man. God is doing great things through you. And please continue to strive and do the things that you've been doing.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. Before we leave, you got anything you want to say?
Yeah, man. Any last shout outs?
Again, UTA
okay.
training facility in Roanoke, Indiana. Come get your individuals, your group sessions, all those things. Basketball fundamentals, live play. And we're going to reiterate, have the conversation. Have all the tough conversations. Parents, coaches, players, teachers, have the tough conversations.
Yeah.
And then, Ayers, I appreciate you, man. The same way you appreciate me. Yes, you made an impact. I'm trying to run with it, man. So I appreciate you. Thanks for your time.
You're welcome, man. You're doing a beautiful job, man. Like I say, man, it's a beautiful thing when you see what the community have given to you guys and you giving back. And I just think that is the most important thing that we could ever do in life is to give back to our community and make us a stronger place to be at. Hey, before we leave, I want to give this quote to you. If you want it to happen, some wish it would, some wish it would happen, others make it happen. So I'm going to say that again. Want it to happen, some wish it would happen, others make it happen.
Okay.
Think about that.
Make it happen.
All right.
Make it happen.
Make it happen.
Respect the game on 3. 1, 2, 3, respect the game.